The Prince and the Maid. The kingdom of Nueria basked beneath the African sun, its palace walls painted with gold and ivory, its courtyards alive with drums that told stories of ancestors long gone. Within those walls lived Prince Kelechi, heir to the throne, bound by duty and tradition. He was admired by many, warriors for his courage, elders for his wisdom, maidens for his grace. But beneath the regality, he longed for something that could not be given by crown or council, a love that was real, unshaped by politics. That love came in the most unexpected form. Amara, the daughter of a servant, had grown up within those palace walls, unseen by most but known by all. She was quick with her hands and quicker with her smile. When she carried water through the gardens, her laughter seemed to rise above the fountains. Her eyes held warmth even when her duties wore her thin. Kelechi noticed her one morning in the royal courtyard. She was scrubbing the marble floor, strands of hair slipping loose against her damp forehead. She looked up just once, expecting him to ignore her, as princes always did. Instead he smiled. A small thing, but it unsettled her heart. Days turned into weeks, and fate offered them chances to speak in passing. At first it was nothing. Comments about the weather, shared jokes about the royal hounds. But slowly, their words stretched longer, their eyes lingered. One evening, beneath the ancient baobab tree at the edge of the palace gardens, Kelechi found Amara alone. "Do you ever dream beyond these walls?" he asked softly. Amara tilted her head. "Every day. But dreams are for the free, my prince. Servants are not free to dream." His chest tightened. "And princes are not free to love." Their eyes met, and in that silence truth blossomed. From that night onward, they returned to the baobab tree whenever they could steal a moment. They spoke of impossible futures, traveling beyond Nueria, building a life where titles meant nothing. Their hands brushed, then entwined. For the first time in his life, Kelechi felt like a man, not a crown. But the palace was full of eyes. Whispers stirred among the servants. Advisors began to notice the prince's sudden absences, the warmth in his eyes when Amara passed. His father, King Oba, summoned him. "You are to be wed," the king declared, voice heavy with authority. "Princess Ife of Itoro will strengthen our kingdom. There will be no debate." Kelechi's heart pounded. Father, must love play no part in a prince's life? The king's eyes narrowed. A prince belongs to his people, not his heart. Do not shame this family with childish whims. That night, Kelechi ran to the garden. Amara was already waiting, her hands trembling. She had heard the rumors. "They will marry you to her," she whispered. He reached for her hand. "I do not want her. I want you." Tears welled in her eyes. "And I want you. But what life can we have? If they discover us, it will not be me who suffers. It will be you. A kingdom cannot bear a prince who defies his crown." Silence weighed between them. He wanted to promise her the world, to rebel against tradition, to choose love over duty. But duty wrapped around him like chains of iron. At last, she stepped closer, pressing her forehead to his. "Our love may not belong to this world," she said softly, "but it belongs to us. And that is enough." The next day, preparations for his engagement filled the palace. Kelechi played his part, every smile a mask, every step a betrayal of his own heart. Yet when he passed Amara in the halls, their eyes met, just for a heartbeat, and in that glance lived a love more powerful than any crown. History would remember Prince Kelechi as a great king, his marriage as a strategic alliance. But within the hidden corners of the palace, the story of the prince and the maid lived on, whispered like a sacred secret, a love too strong to be erased, too forbidden to be fulfilled. The drums of Nweria thundered for weeks in preparation for the grand betrothal of Prince Kelechi and Princess Ife of Itoro. Traders brought spices, silk, and gold. Musicians rehearsed songs of union, and the people spoke eagerly of the peace this marriage would bring. But Kelechi's heart was restless. At night, he still met Amara beneath the baobab tree, though their words had grown heavier. "I cannot keep watching them prepare you for her," Amara said one night, her voice breaking. "Each day they dress you in silks, but they strip me of you." Kelechi gripped her hands. "I will not marry her, Amara. My father believes a king must marry for alliance, but what good is ruling a kingdom if I am empty inside?" She shook her head. "Defiance will cost you your throne. And me. My life." But Kelechi's resolve only deepened. For the first time he stood before his father not as a son, but as a man. "Father," he declared before the council, "I will honor our traditions, but I will not dishonor my soul. I love Amara. If a king cannot lead with truth, then he leads with a lie, and a kingdom built on lies cannot stand." The court erupted. Advisors protested. The king's face darkened like a storm. "A maid cannot sit beside a king," he thundered. But Princess Ife, seated quietly nearby, rose to speak. Her voice was steady, wise beyond her years. "Great king," she said, "I was raised to honor tradition as well. But I was also taught that alliances without trust fail. Would you force your son to wed me while his heart belongs to another? That would not strengthen Nweria. It would weaken it." Her words silenced the hall. Even the elders murmured in agreement. The king's fury softened into contemplation. At last he spoke. "Perhaps it is not the bloodline, but the strength of love, that determines a queen's worth." And so, after many tense weeks, the decision was made. For the first time in Nweria's history, tradition bent to love. The kingdom celebrated not just an alliance of lands, but an alliance of hearts. On the day of their union, Amara walked through the palace not as a maid, but as a bride. Her steps were unsteady, yet her spirit shone brighter than the gold woven into her gown. Kelechi's eyes never left her. As they stood beneath the baobab tree, now adorned with flowers and garlands, he whispered to her, "You were my forbidden dream. Now you are my forever." And the kingdom of Nweria, once bound by rigid tradition, learned that love, when true, could be the greatest strength of all.